Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our webinar today on the Maintenance Portal, Part 2, so that we can continue on from the information that we dealt with last webinar. So just to quickly recap, last time we dealt with maintenance alerts, and that will show on your summary page. We also dealt with your service status and seeing your snapshot of all existing schedules that are set up from here. And we also went over maintenance schedules, how to add a vehicle to an existing one or how to create another one. And so we went all over that. So we also did cover the service types and how to, change the names or add more, edit, delete, whatever you need to do with that. So what I'm going to cover today is I'm going to cover service logs and your pending maintenance report and your service log report. So what we'll cover first is your service logs. So the question might come up, what do I do once I have something here that's saying, one of my maintenance schedules is overdue or due, or, I've done my oil change. How do I tell the system that I've done that? And that you do through a service log. So I can do that a couple of different ways. So I can go in and look at an existing schedule, and I can see the oil change is due every 4,000 kilometers. This one is overdue by 2,242 kilometers. So you can see here it's telling me when it's closed, the odometer reading is 18,755. So now I want to say that this one was done. I can click on service log. Okay, so it gives me the information that's already there about this maintenance schedule. So I can say that this was done at 18,701 and or the engine hours if it is a vehicle that reports by engine hours. And I can say that it was done on the 11th. I have the ability in here for my comments section. I can tell this, then I can say, done Mr. Lube, rotated tires as well. I have the ability to put in what it cost me. It cost me $58.23. Any information that you want to keep, invoice number, any information that you want to put in these comments is then available to see later. So I'm going to say it was done March 11th. Here's what the odometer reading was. When I do this, by putting my odometer and or engine hours in, I am going to sync the odometer and engine hours on my vehicles tab. So I'm going to save this, and what the system's then going to do, it's going to say, okay, here's the information we put in there. On my vehicles tab, for my install spare vehicle, which is the one that we were doing, it's going to sync my odometers. So it's going to take the odometer reading that I just put in, and so I said it was 18,701 as of March 11th. It's going to add on any kilometers that are put on since then, as well as any engine hours that are put on since then, and then sync this information. Okay, I can also see down in the beacon notes that the service log for oil change was added, and here's what the odometer reading was, and here's what the engine hours were. So even though you have the ability to go in on the vehicles page and go in and edit your odometer and engine hours, if you're using your maintenance tab, when you create those new service logs, that will sync your odometer, and you don't any longer need to do anything from the Vehicles tab to keep your odometer and everything up to date. Okay, so I've entered a service log, and I showed you one way. I can see now that this install spare no longer has an overdue status here. It's got oil change. That's due every 4,000. We now know that it's due in 3,904 kilometers because it's taken into account how many kilometers have been put on since I said the service was done. Okay? The other way I can go in and enter service logs is from choosing the service log on the left-hand column here. Now, when I go into the service logs, I have the ability to just at a glance see any services that were done in each of the last 4 months. So I can see what was done in March. I can see what was done in February. I can see what was done in January. And you can see the information, the vehicle, the odometer reading, the engine hours, any comments that were put in, and what the service date that was put. All right, and I can go back to December. So at a glance, I can quickly see what was done. If for any reason any of them were done incorrectly, I have the ability to delete this one just by clicking in the box here and clicking delete. Okay, and then I can enter it correctly. If it's more than 4 months old, I can no longer edit it or change it or fix it. Okay? Remember how when we were on the page, I said there's a couple of ways. So we entered a service log from the service status page. I can also create a new service log from this page. So then I would go in. When I went off of the service status and chose it, it already knew which vehicle I was referring to and which service type. So here I can go in and choose from any of the vehicles that already have an existing maintenance schedule. If they don't belong to any maintenance schedule, they wouldn't appear in this drop-down box here. And I can choose which service it was, pulls my odometer reading from my vehicles page, but I can, again, off the sheet that I get from my mechanic, I can find the odometer reading and the date of when this service log was done. And then I can just put in the information here. And it will save. The oil alpha was done. It was done today. That's what the odometer reading was. And again, any comments or no comments at all. And I can save, or I could save and add a new one if I needed to do it. So here it is. No comments, done today. If I find that, oh, that was wrong, I should have put it in that it was actually done the 12th and the odometer reading on the 12th. I can click here and delete it. I can go back in. This will create another one when I save it. Editing it, it won't allow me to edit it. If I save it, it's going to create another one. So we'll just delete that. Yes, I want to delete it. So that's the two ways to enter service logs. And also, this is the way to look at service logs that have been done within the last 4 months. Then I can go into my reports and I can pull up service log report. So this gives me all the existing types of maintenance schedules that we have or any that were done in the past. If I've gone in and deleted any of these off of my service types, I also have the ability to pull up any in the archived. Okay, so I can go in here, I can pull all the vehicles if I wanted, and I can group the data by an item which is by the vehicle, or I can group it all by date and time, and then I can select a time range. First, of course, I have to define which ones to pull. So if I tire rotation, alpha insurance, whichever ones I want, I could select them all if I wanted. Pull that up, and then here are the most popular ones I can pull. I can pull what was done in last month, this month, last week, this week, today, or I can go back. Now I can go back and let's say I want to do December. Well, let's go farther back. Let's go September 1st of 2012. I can pull up to 65 days on one report. So let's go to October 31st. So this is all, out of all of those that I chose, there was just a service inspection done September 5th. Here's the odometer reading, and I can tell this is on demo 1. And we replaced the windshield, $40 Canadian, $89.99. And it tells me as well there was no data for the following time period for all of these vehicles. So I can go back as far as I want, but I can only pull 2 months at one time. Okay, so that's my service log report. What I also have the ability to do is pull a pending maintenance. So my service log is my history, my pending maintenance is what is coming due. So show maintenance events coming due in the next, let's say 500 kilometers, and the next 30 days, or the next, 100 engine hours. So I can go in at the beginning of the month and pull and say, okay, what is all due now in the next month, perhaps, roughly, because I've put in a number of days, which is 30 days, and kilometers and engine hours. I create my report, and then my report gives me time period. So on demo 3, we need a service inspection. It's already overdue by 9 days. So you can see the overdue ones will show on this report as well. The demo 1, that inspection is overdue by 12 days. The MVI is overdue by 90 days. And on the install spare, we need a tire rotation in the next 15 days. We can see it doesn't need to be done for 11,751 kilometers, but it is due in the next 15 days. Okay, so that's our engine hours report. And just like the service log report, we have the ability to print or export that once we've pulled this report. And then we can make our plans for the next month. What's going to be needed to be done? What do I need to send to the mechanic? What do I need my mechanics to do? Anything like that. So that is, basically the rest of our maintenance portal, our maintenance part of our portal. So if you've got any questions, you're welcome to stay on, and I can, you can type those in your little questions section, and I can stay online here and answer any questions that come up. And so thank you for joining us today. And as I said, there is already on the site, your maintenance portal part 1. This will be part 2.